This is my Ascend 133X tournament fishing kayak. Sitting on a Malone trailer. It's the Malone Micro Sport XT. I've got the low bed configuration on here, which consists of some bunks underneath here. You see the bunks? I hope you can see them. The XT version comes with, mag wheels and fancy fenders and a sliding tongue. It's really handy if you want to store this thing out of the way. You can just pull the pin. And anyhow, everybody's kayak is different. Everybody has different needs. Everybody sets their kayak up different. This is how I've set my kayak and trailer up. I fish lakes for trout. So I'm in deep water usually. And this is how I set my kayak up. I have a Guardian Angel light kit, which is right here. And it comes with two Elite, one in green and red, one in white, and two of the ones for the kayak kit. The kayak kit. It's not focusing. There we go. And same again, one in red and green and one in white, all white. It does have a remote control. So you're sitting in your chair and your lights are up on the pole. See, I've got this one up on the pole. This one is all around white. Yeah, there we go. And the one up front is the green and red, and you can see with the remote control, I'm going to push the bow button, and it's now on green and red, which is my nav lights. And they do come right off of there, but that is a really strong magnet. Look at that, it just pops right on there. And this has got the same thing. It's got the magnetic base, and it sticks to all the other mounts. And they've got lots of other mounts. Here's another pole, mounts for bikes, mounts for this, mounts for that. There's every mount that you could possibly think of is here. They all stick together, these stupid magnets. I didn't say they're stupid, but they're really strong. But as you can see, you got bike mounts, magnetic Velcro strips, snap latch mounts. That one's the one I'm using on my bike. This one here is another bike one. This is a rotatable suction device. Here's more mounts, all kinds of mounts. It's a really well put together kit. So if you're not familiar with Guardian Angel lights, go ahead and check them out, because they're really nice. I like them. I think you will too. I do all kinds of stuff. You don't just do this. And you can use them for a million reasons. Here's another reason. Right here, I've got this on the back of my kayak because I don't like flags. They just get all tore up. So I can turn on one light, three lights. I can adjust the whatever I want to do here. All kind of adjustments to be made. You can go bright. So instead of having a flag, I just put that on the back. And I think of everything. This is a magnetic mount, right? But just in case it happens to fall off, it's tethered on. Check that out. I mean, they've really thought of everything. But this has never fallen off. I mean, look at this mount. Whack. I mean, it takes some effort to get that off of there. Okay? Little bump. Look at that. Not gonna check. Anyway, the Guardian Angel kayak light kit. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. And the batteries last for a long time, a long time. Okay, so I don't know if I showed my bunks yet, but there's the bunks underneath my trailer. And what I don't like about this trailer is it's still too high. It's like 24 inches, which isn't that tall, but yeah, see, 24 inches to the ground. But when you're launching a kayak off of a trailer like this, a lot of the kayak specific boat launches are not very deep. So you're lucky if you can get, water to this level here, let alone all the way up so it'll float your boat off. Luckily, it's light enough where you can just give it a shove and it comes right off. But I am going to see what I can do about lowering this and taking off some of that stuff and getting it down onto the frame in another video. All right, so we've looked at the kayak light kit. We've looked at the trailer. I love the trailer. I love the kayak light kit. And now everybody's going to set their kayak up differently. Everybody has different needs. People down south in America, they're doing tournaments and they have special needs. I just fish for trout and lakes up here in the great state of Washington, and I do a little salmon fishing. Not so much in this kayak, but so I'll show you some of the things that I've done and that you should do to your kayak, I guess, if you want to fish for trout or whatever. But here is my crate. Now everybody has different needs for their crates. I don't really get into my crate that much when I'm fishing because it's kind of behind me and I just don't get into it. So I keep my battery in my crate. So I bought 2 of these crates. I cut the top off of one of them. Just like everybody does. And see, I've got my battery in here. Right, I got 2 batteries in here. This is a smaller 7 ampere-hour battery here. And this is a 50 ampere-hour battery up here. This one here, the 50 ampere, runs my motor. And I can go, I've never had an issue with this thing. I've gone a couple days, 2-3 days, and never had to charge my battery. I generally go off fishing, I fish for 4 or 5 hours, and I come home and I charge my battery. That's just kind of the way I do it. But it's never gone low. And the small battery I have specifically for my Garmin Striker 4, which is mounted right there. And that's all it does is it runs that. And I've never had it go below 13 volts ever. So some of these people say you got to have a 100 ampere battery or whatever, or more than that. I don't know. How many hours a day do you spend in your kayak? I can't spend more than 4 hours in that seat. That's a comfy seat, but my God, 4 hours. That's a long time. So 4 hours is good enough for me. I'm back in. I do carry a few other things. I've got this on a quick disconnect, which plugs. See, it's just mounted to the battery, and it plugs in right there. Okay, and my motor plugs in all the way up front. I'll show you that in a minute. And this is the plug for my Garmin. Now my Garmin wire is just garbage truck day. My Garmin wire is just hanging out over here. Really, I don't get all fancy and put everything. I don't want to drill a bunch of holes. I'll just keep it simple, all right? So I just pull that out, and plug it in. I'll show you how that works. There we go. I just lost my battery. So let's put this back together. There you go. Let's put that back together. I carry a few other things in here for emergencies. I gotta have an axe. I have a fishing pole holder which goes in the hole. I carry some spare rope. You never know if you're in a jam out in the wilds. I even have this is right here's a storm kit. It's like World War II storm kit. Never been opened. It's got everything you need to spend a night out in the wilderness. I've been packing that around for years and years and years. I never had an opportunity to use it. I hope I don't have to. So let me set the camera down momentarily. I'll try to point in the right direction. And I'm going to pick up the crate and stick it in a boat. So we'll find that. You want to get it? Appropriate plug. Only one plug, so I do have a thing I tie it down with. I'm not going to use it today. This is just for demonstration purposes today. So it sits in there like so. I tie it down. You know, it's good. I plug in my Garmin. Plug in battery. Okay. Garmin. Okay, so there's the Garmin. There's speed on there as well, but so you plug that in and you're good to go. And that sends power all the way up to this guy. So now you come over here and you got your motor out. Okay, so up front here is the plug for the motor. It goes directly back to that feed. This is a quick disconnect mount for the motor guide, and is mounted on top of this starboard support piece that I built. There's a support piece underneath of this that looks very similar to this. It's mounted inside the kayak itself. It's made of starboard. And I hooked up my motor onto that originally, and there was way too much flex here. So I was looking on YouTube and I saw this guy who had built one of these, and he built his out of aluminum plate. I don't know, it was like Farmer Bob, I think it was. Website, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I built this out of starboard instead of aluminum, and it has worked great. So you just have to let me set that down for a moment. So you get your motor guide out of the back of your truck at the launch. You just set it down, and once you know, put the camera right where it's not gonna work. Okay, you just put the motor guide on here, like so. this is what locks it into place by pressing it through the holes. It's gonna be a bugger today. I'm trying to show you, but anyway, that's what you do there. And you got your remote right here. And there's all kind of features here. This is anchor, spot lock. This is go. The propeller is go. This is position lock. If you point down the lake and push this button, it'll just go down the lake and follow. It's all GPS enabled, faster speed, left, right. You can mark all kinds of waypoints along the way. But yeah, that works really nice. The motor guide is a great motor. It works really good. So some of the other things that I've done was the Garmin Striker 4. It's just a good little unit. It's easy to use. Let's see, I use lock and load bases from Yakattak mostly. I got 1, 2, 3. I got those guys, 4, 5. I've got some on the back. I got this double lock and load guy back here for my camera pole, which I don't really use much anymore. I hate working with cameras and stuff. And you have to get a good paddle holder. And I tried a bunch of them. I got a bunch of them. And this is the one that I really like. It's so easy. And it comes with this really nice holder, cup holder, they call it. I don't ever put a cup holder. I never put a cup in. I put all kinds of other crap in there, just not a cup. And it's got these little ropes that go over to keep it from falling off if you want to use them. But you don't really need to. And it keeps it away from the boat. See how it keeps it off of the boat there? That's the problem I had with those other ones, is my paddle was just always in the way. So I like that. And I got that from a company called Yakattak. And it comes with this mount, these 2 pole holders, and the cup holder. I haven't checked back in with Yakattak since I bought that, so I don't know if they've made some advancements, but I like that. Now, you may not like it, but I like it. So, and then a couple other things that I've done. Just like you can spend a lot of money. You can spend a lot of money on stuff for a kayak. And I was looking at those lights, flag lights, or whatever you call them. They're really expensive. And with the light I have up here, I don't really need that. So I got some 3/4 inch PVC. It's one schedule 40 PVC, standard run of the mill. I got one coupler so that I can take it apart easily. And I got a ski flag. How simple is that? And then I have this, I stick it in here. In my, I have a pole. Stick it in there. And, it sticks way up there off the boat. And most people can see that. And I was a boater, so I know that kayaks are hard to see. Sometimes there's a lot of reflection going on and it's hard to see. So you need all the visibility you can. And I've been told by some other fishermen that they can spot me all over the lake using that simple little device. And you can spend a couple $100 on one of those lighted poles. So I have another coupler that I can put on there. It's already set up actually with a light to put on there. So I can actually put a light on there as well. It's just simple. People overthink things, I think, in this world, and they overcomplicate stuff. This is just a kayak fisherman. It's boat. It's not a professional tournament model. There's a lot neater setups out there, but I wanted to keep mine just simple and easy and functional. Simple, easy, and functional. So all this stuff goes in the back of my truck, which is right there. I can just yank it out when I get to the boat launch and set it up in a matter of minutes. Launch this thing easily, and I can be gone. And I don't have much set up. So I do keep a few things on board that maybe other people might find ridiculous or embarrassing, but I don't have one of those fancy catch card reader things, so I just have a yardstick. Look how easy that stows. No problem. And let's see, I have a little suction device here. It's actually a toy, squirt gun kind of a thing for kids. I saw it at the store and I thought, man, that'll work for my kayak if I get some excess water. So I keep that on board. Let's see, what else? A grabber. Yeah, I keep a grabber on board because when I'm sitting in that chair and I need to get something out from up here, I can just simply use the grabber. Plus, I'm getting up there in age, so I'm 68 now. And I've had multiple back and hip surgeries and replacements and all kinds of stuff. So I don't get around like I used to. So I have a pair of ski poles. Now ski poles help me get in and out. They help me get to and from my car. In the boat launch, I can push myself off in shallows. I can stick it through the hole in really shallow areas into the ground. I actually use that a lot. You also got to have a rope for when you're launching. So, okay, so I also have a silicone net because I usually put my fish back. I usually fish fisheries that are selective fisheries. I always keep my throwable life, I don't know what you call them, throwable life preservers, I guess. I always wear a life jacket. I usually keep my tackle box and a stool in the truck. This is usually the only tackle box I carry when I'm out on the water. And I put it right here and tie it to my seat with that. And I keep a bucket in here. The bucket has many uses. Most of the time when I'm fishing, I sit there with a bucket right there in front of me upside down, and I have a little table. And well, God forbid I have to take a piss. Well, there you go, right there. Then you dump it over, whatever. Throw it up here to keep my stuff. Of course, you rinse it out. And I keep one of these little waterproof boxes over here and keep personal belongings, my wallet, my fishing license. I don't know, more personal stuff goes in there. And that goes in there. If I tip over, that's going to float to the surface. Okay, so I think we've had a pretty good look at the kayak and all of its add-ons and functions. Let's see, I did add this to my Malone trailer because if I wanted to leave the motor guide motor on whilst I'm driving down the road, I can do that now because I've supported the front with that. Being very careful not to put it on my transducer. My transducer is mounted right there, and it fits in right there, you see. I don't know if you're going to see that or not. And I also put on one of these jacks. Didn't come with it. So, if anybody out there has any questions on the Guardian Angel lights, excuse me, the motor guide, and the remote control and how it all works, or any of the other devices that I've put on here, just drop a comment, and I don't usually pay that much attention to my videos after I posted them, and you might know that I don't do any editing. I just shoot this one-time thing on my phone and I just go with it, and whatever is there is there. If I made any stupid mistakes or accidentally swore or I don't know, whatever, I don't do any editing. So I apologize right now for any mistakes or bumbles or fumbles or whatever you want to call it. I just do this for fun. I don't do it for any other reason other than I just thought you guys might want to see some of the things that I put on my kayak to make it good for me. So my name is Ron, and I'm in Southwest Washington, and I've got water surrounding me everywhere I go. There's a Columbia River, it's just a stone's throw that way. I got some lakes that way. I got the Cowlitz River. I got the Toutle River. Man, I got places to fish. So I think I'll be signing off now because I think I'm gonna get ready to do some fishing. So give me a holler if you have any questions. If not, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, you can, but I don't really keep track of that kind of stuff, and I don't send out notifications or any of that kind of stuff. But I do like comments, and I do like a good thumbs up. And anyway, I'll be signing off. Have a great day. Oh, one last thing. I took off my swivel seat. I put a swivel on this seat and I didn't like it. I took it off. So I no longer have a swivel seat. It's back to the old hard seat. I like that much better. That swivel seat was kind of phony. So anyway, signing off. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye now.